Good evening. Welcome to Raconteurs News. Sorry, it's been quite a long time. It's just stuff. I've just been feeling a bit down, and after all stuff that's happened with Aid and what have you. Yeah, I'm okay now. I'm all right. But also we've had some disruption as well. The bathroom's been turned into a wet room for me, so it's got like it's all been done. So that were being done last week as well. So I do apologise, all my friends, for not being there for you. I hope you've had a great time. It's welcome to the day. It's the day. It's the vaccine's here. The vaccine is here. It's a 90-year-old bird that they've given it to first. Oh, hang on a minute. I've got fucking wrong camera on here. Let me have a look at my camera. How about that one? Is that better? I don't know. We'll see anyway. Oh, no, I look right bad, don't I, on that? Fucking do I? Look, I'm all over the place, aren't I? Let's see if I can get rid of a bit of that shite. A bit of that shite. How have you been? Anyway, you beaners. Hope you've had I hope you've been all right. It's been crap here. Like I said, I've had builders in, so we've got now. It's okay now. They've finished. They finished on Monday. Did they finish on Monday? Yeah, something like that. Monday or Tuesday. Eh? Oh, Thursday. There you go. That's how good my recollection of time is. It was Thursday that they came round. That they finished. Finally, when they finally finished. But we've got a new place in there now. We've got a new. It's a completely like wet room, so you can just get wet in it, and it's like I don't know. It's like having a swimming baths changing room in your house. So listen, I've sent a couple of things out to people. I've sent a couple of links out to people. Paul, I've sent you a link, mate, if you want to pop on anytime. I've also sent one to Webby, I think. Webby and anybody else. So if anybody's got the link, just pop on. Also, I've sent the link to Adie's daughter, who's going to be coming on tonight and going to give us an update on how he is at the moment, what's going on. From what she told me today, he's getting his swear words back. It's very minimal. Apart from his swear words, he can say you cunt, you twat, fuck off, and all that sort of thing. Like you'd expect him to, wouldn't you? You'd expect him to do that. That's Adi. That's what Adi does. So yeah, 90. Yeah. So we're hopefully Jess will be on there soon. Where have you been, Jay? Jay's stuck in the lift. No, I've not quite been stuck in the lift. I don't even know what I fucking want to do with that. Just keeps fucking crappy computer. Anyway, so I thought we get an update on Aid. I've got this is what I'm writing down here. So we're going to wait till Jess comes on. If she don't get on at a certain time, then if she ain't got on by, then I'll give you the bigger update of what's going on with Aid. Please excuse me, I'm having a drink. It's been a fucking, this. I know this Corona thing, and you try to sort of like fuck it off, but you just can't. I've just been watching our local news downstairs before I came up, which is calendar news here in Yorkshire. Calendar news, and I think it was about 20 minutes before they got to a story that were actually a genuine news story. I think it was about 20 minutes, and I think that story where the Kevin Sinfield, who's been raising money for Rob Burrow, who's it's rugby league. If you're not from up here, you won't really know about rugby league. Well, you might do. I don't know. Fucking hell. But I'm not a massive rugby league fan, but I've heard of Rob Burrow, and he's got some sort of neurological disease that's caused him, I think he's got MS or something like that, and it's Kevin's, yeah. Anyway, he's been raising money for him, and he's done 7 marathons in 7 days, I think, and the initial, they wanted to raise 7,777 quid. And I think they raised over 2 million. So well done to them. And for a great cause as well. I mean, this is all going to him. It's not like it's fucking Captain, what's his fucking name? Captain Morgan walking around his fucking garden. And people then, you know, I'm not having to go at him, but the people that then latched onto that and, you know, started fucking making it something that it weren't. And then we were going to knight Sir Tom. And, you know, we'll definitely be told when he dies. That's you know, that for me, that's motor neurone disease. That's what it is. Super Leeds, thanks for that, mate. Motor neurones disease. That's what Rob Burrow's got. So all the best to him, and a great Kevin Sinfield. 7 marathons in 7 days. That is just fucking awesome. I mean, I couldn't even fucking drive 7 marathons in 7 days. I mean, I run it. In fact, I couldn't run at all because I've only got one leg. But I mean, before I only had one leg. Let's say hello to some people in the chat room. Good evening to Tony, who's the dot. Yeah, Kevin Street. He tries that raspberry vodka. Tasted like unsweetened cough syrup. Fuck me, I can't find it. I can't get it anymore. My missus keeps going out to get me some, and she can't get any. I can't get any. Oh no. Yeah, but I miss it like fucking. I miss it. It's lovely. I'd have it any time of the week. But if you don't like it, Kevin, then send anything you've got your way, my way, and I shall certainly drink it for you and do a bit of a taste. Good evening, Ron Malcolm, Super Leeds, Uni Black Sister. Good evening to you, mate, over there in Washington. It's probably sat. You know, the thing is that he's probably in Washington, and he's probably sat there on a bunch of washing. You know, washing that needs doing. Anyway, good evening to you, mate. I hope you're okay. Good evening to Paula. Thanks again for your emails. I've emailed you back today, but I'm not very good. You know what it's like. I'm not very good. I've had people in and been doing stuff today and looking at house and what have you, all to do with my claim and stuff like that for my leg. But I can't talk too much about that. But when I'm looking forward to next year. And there's going to be some proper changes. I'm going to make this into something a little bit more, a little bit more professional, but not too professional because I'm not really very professional. So yeah, good evening, Paula. Thank you very much for your emails. They're always nice to get. In fact, anybody who sends me an email, Johnny Jam Shovel, he doesn't often pop up in chat anymore, but he's always sending me emails. So thanks to him. In fact, because he writes up the show notes. It does, Ron. I like it. What's that, Ron? Red Bull tastes like liquid chewing gum with fag butts. Yeah, we've had that. Yeah, it's good, that. Earache said, I bet they injected the old lass with some Usain Bolt spunk. She'll break the world record in her wheelchair. Give me some of that. Do you know, I don't know what they're injecting them with, but you've got them piling up. And on calendar tonight, the Northern General, where they've been doing it, and they've got this They've got these people, these old, and they're all old people. This is what got to me, is that they were all old people. So, you know, when these people, if these people have any effects to this vaccine, because we don't know for certain, we probably think that there probably is going to be. I'm going to be just fucking green screens a bit too much. I think it's no 38, 35. Let's see if we can get some light on it, whether that does all. No. Well, they're putting no light on it. That does all. Oh, there we go. That seems to be okay. Yeah, so whether they whatever they do, it's just going to fucking. I'm not having it anyway. I mean, who's going to have it? Let's really, seriously. Nobody with the right mind, but they've got these old people on, and then you've got this old guy, and he's saying, "Oh, you know, that it's come, and hopefully everything will be able to get back to normal by May." Probably because that's what he's been told. He's been told, you know, we get this sorted, and you do a few, you know, we do a few people, and then by May we're going to get back to normal. We're never going to get back to normal by May. We're never going to get back to normal whilst they're in charge. We're never going to get back to normal. We need to get rid of them. Boris Johnson, we're in Sheffield. We're in Sheffield. I think we're in Sheffield. I think we're at Northern General today. It's still not got a fucking airbrush to cunt. I saw. If anybody's interested in football or football-related topics, there's a podcast called Under the Cosh. And I watched them. I watch them late at night, and there's 3 ex-footballers, and they're interviewing footballers, and they talk about what, you know, shit they used to get up to and stuff like that. So there were a point to that at some point, but I can't fucking remember what it were. But yeah, anybody who's into that, it's called Under the Cosh. Have a look at it. There's some good old players on there, not that old, you know, so old, but, you know, the players that have recently finished, and they're giving the stories and telling the stories and doing stuff and what have you. It's really interesting. So a little plug for that. Also, a little plug for the Mark Steele video that I posted a couple of weeks ago, or last week. But a really good video on Mark Steele, The Rise and Fall of Mark Steele, I think it's called. I've contacted the guy that made it. I've not heard back from him yet, but I'm really interested in getting him on. I think that would be an interesting show. We could just sit here and just fucking talk about how Mark Steele's a fucking wanker. A wanker. Yeah, these weapon systems, man, they're gonna kill your fucking babies. Apparently Garrett's starting to fucking not believe him anymore. So wonders will never cease. Wonders may never cease. So yeah, good. People are seeing that prick for what he is, and he is. Believe me, he's a fucking prick. He's the biggest prick ever. And I think that it was part of a big misunderstanding, because when I had somebody on, and I had somebody on, I invited him on again, and he said, no, I'm not coming on, because last time I come on, I went off, and then I came back on, and somebody said, and you said, that's the fucking biggest pair of wankers I've ever fucking interviewed. I said that, and but I don't think I was saying it about him and the guy that. In fact, I know I weren't saying about him and the guy that he got on. I was talking about fucking Steele and Garrett. But you see, this guy had only got the last bit of the conversation, and naturally, as people do, think that it's about themselves. But anyway, yeah, good old. Yeah, so anyway, I've got in touch with this guy. I'm trying to get him to come on show and have a bit of a chat with him. I think that he's, I don't think he's quite on the level that the level of madness that we're at. I think he was more more annoyed with science that Steele were trying to produce, which weren't really science. It never is it? It's just, oh, have you seen this? And you open this up and it's got a 450 volt capacitor. For fuck's sake, you don't even know what a capacitor is if you think that's going to fucking, if you think that's a fucking weapon system. A capacitor that's in everything. In fact, here's a story. When I were back in my day, when I just left school, I were wanting to become. I weren't wanting to become. It was just an easy option because people were trying to push me in one direction or a fucking other, and so I just decided I was going to do electrical engineering, and I did. So I did some electrical engineering, and then I got put onto a placement. So I'm on a placement, and we're fixing washing machines. And anyway, they leave me alone for the fucking day in the fucking room where they're fixing all these fucking washing machines. There's top-off washing machines everywhere. Things are going, and they've told me to keep an eye on this particular one. And I'd been doing something to it. I think it were modules that I'd been replacing. So this, cut a long story short, this washing machine had got no top on it, and so I leant on it. So I leant on it like that, and I'm looking at it down to see if it's going to work. And then the motor started turning to turn the drum, and I was leant on a capacitor earner. Boom! Fucking knocked me to the other side of the fucking room. I shouldn't have been leant on it. And it's a capacitor. It would just honestly, I must have been out for a few minutes. And now I'll tell you what, I'll never do that again. But that's my story with capacitors, and that were a much bigger capacitor than a fucking 450 volt capacitor. So Mark Steele talks shit. Don't listen to him. In fact, I think wheels are falling off. They could say that about me, couldn't they? If Raconteurs news were going down the drain, they could say wheels are falling off Jason's fucking wheelchair. So yeah, that's we're now saved. It was 20 minutes before they had anything on that weren't COVID related. They're all spunking up about this Pfizer fucking vaccine that they supposedly got. That's doing that. That's another thing and all. He's very, very expert though. Very, very expert, man. I worked on in weapon systems years and years, and that is a weapon system. I wear these dark glasses because I don't want to be fucking got by the LED lights that are climbing out of the fucking ground and going up and sitting on the top of the fucking lamppost we've got on our streets, and it's giving us fucking nosebleeds and fucking cancer. Everybody's going to get cancer. Oh, Jesus Christ. Should have got, just should have put a flux capacitor in a hot point and gone back to 1955. I think I did go back I didn't quite go back to 1955, but I did go back back into the past. Thank you, Eve of Destruction. But that's all you can do. You've got to you take piss out of these people. It's completely wrong. It's science. It's fucking wrong, man. You go there to fucking chill. You're all gonna kill children. You're all gonna kill children. I've won a court case against you. Like fuck I have, but I'm gonna tell you that I have, and now I need to fucking get some more money because fucking Gateshead Council don't like it when I stand outside their fucking offices in me stockings and suspenders with fucking the Lee on a lead fucking with a gimp mask on, they don't fucking like it, man. They don't like it open. Oh, we're going to win this war. We're at war. We're at war. We're at war with ourselves. Oh, dear me. But I was thinking about that anyway. We're at war, right? We're at war on everything. There's wars about fucking everything. I wrote a few down, right? So, and I thought to myself, we could have, if this comes to fruition, we could get a sense of decent looking 15 going. So let's just say they just decided, they said, right, fucking everybody that's, everybody who wants to fight against, somebody, then let's just do it. Let's have these wars. Let's have religious fucking religious wars. There are to fucking, to predict. But we've got wars. We've got gay. I've got them written down. That's why I'm looking this way. Let me up, see. And it's got like a. Well, it looks like an H, that, doesn't it? It's a bridge, though. I think it's a bridge of a summit. But we've got gay versus straight. We've got black versus red. Okay, let's start off. Gay versus straight. Where's your money going? Where are we putting that in as lucky 15? We're going. Who are we going for? Gays or straights? Are we going? Who's going to win this war? Gays or straights? Gay or straight? Who's going to win this war? And don't get me wrong, these aren't wars where people are forced into them. If you're gay, you've got to go and fight. I mean, this is where the people who fucking want to, the people that want to fucking do all this fucking nonsense. So the straight people are winning, aren't they? Right? If there's a fight, straight people are winning. It's simple. So there you go. That's so there. Right. So then we stick that on top. We say, right, straight people, they're the winners. The winners of the gays versus straights war, because nobody fucking turned up because they don't really want to fucking fight. They just want to fucking argue with each other on the internet. Dinny Carr says, wish I was gay, lucky bastards. That's what I thought. No. Can you imagine that? You're gay. You've got no kids. You've got fucking, if you both got a job, and all you've got to do is come home at night, you play PlayStation because, you play FIFA or whatever, and then have a bum and go to bed. How easy would it be to be gay? It would just be completely easy. Well, what have I put? Male versus female. Who's going to win that war? This is a lucky 15. So we've gone for straights. So to win the gay versus straight war. Okay. By the way, this is all fucking satire, but I'm not advocating fucking wars or violence or shit like that. All I'm saying is these are the divisions that they're putting us under. They're dividing us with these issues. This is what they're doing. They've been doing it for fucking years. So you've got black versus white, male versus female, north versus south, shirts versus skins. I mean, where does it stop? Why don't we just? We've got people fucking on the knees at football matches at the behest of some fucking shit. No politics in football, and suddenly they're fucking all on their knees. That's politics. It's a political fucking gesture. That's what they're doing. No politics. I heard that. Fucking did my head in. Last England game, they were playing Republic of Ireland. That's right. That's why they were talking about fucking religion. And last time that shit had gone off when England went over to Ireland and a few years ago, I think back in the 90s. But he were talking about that, and then as they were coming out, and he said he went, but today politics has absolutely nothing to do with this game. Let's get away from politics and we'll play the game. And next thing, they're on the fucking knee. they're on bended knee, which, if that's not a political statement, I don't know what is. I don't know what a political statement is. Fucking Lewis Hamilton, fucking millions and millions of pounds. They don't pay a fucking single penny of fucking tax in this country because he's based in Monaco. And that's where he pays his taxes, which is fucking note. You know, he's got this Black Lives Matter thing on, and you know, it's probably one of the most what's the word where somebody gets everything they want. Fucking it's what's it called? But he had every single fucking benefit that you could get in life. Oh, cool. Cheers, Patrick. Sorry. Yeah, so he's had every advantage that any fucking white dude would have had. Any if he can't say that he were more disadvantaged than anybody else on there. It don't matter about colour of your fucking skin. Nobody cares about colour of your skin. Nobody cares. It don't fucking matter. What does it care? It's like fucking I had a fucking dark fucking sloppy shit over there. Is someone gonna have a go at me because my shit's all fucking sloppy and fucking no? Or fucking one time, me and a friend who shall remain nameless, we were living rough a bit, and we found this fucking restaurant. And if you remember them where they had like a thing and it had been milk, and what they put a great big bag of milk in it. Well, we found out when they were fucking dropping bags of milk off, so we nicked bag of milk. So we nicked fucking bag of milk, and we were on milk for ages and ages and ages. And the shit started turning white. You know, it didn't matter. It was still shit. It was still coming out my arse. It was still relieving me. It don't matter. Colour don't matter. Why would it? Why would it? And if you're telling me, if you're trying to say to me, trying to ram down my throat that Black Lives Matter, you're saying to me, I'm fucking stupid. You are a stupid cunt, Jason, because you don't know that Black Lives Matter. I know Black Lives Matter. Of course I know. Fucking hell. I mean, what is it? Why do we have to be told? We have to be told. And they're queuing up for vaccines with God knows what in it. But after, do you know what? If they've read on internet that vaccines might fucking kill you, these poor old dears might have thought, well, I'll tell you what, I'll go first. I'll get my name down in history books. And, you know, even if I fucking die, I'm ready for it because I've had enough of this shit. You know, that the woman who were, I saw a video of a woman who had been, who were talking to a mother through window at care home, and fucking, they just ended up closing blinds so she couldn't see her, and then wheeling her away. Heartbreaking stuff. And this is what's being allowed to happen. It's being allowed because we're allowing it. We're allowing this to happen. You know, are you in the stupidest fucking story, so-called story. Can we still talk about me tonight? Can we talk about me tonight, please? I'm still a household name. Yeah, we can talk about you, whoever you are. We'll need to know who you are if we're going to talk about you. We're not only allowing this, but people are getting excited about it. Sorry. We're reported that people are getting excited about it. It's on The weirdest one today. Oh, it don't half fucking make you. It don't half make you just like, oh Jesus Christ! The fuck. If I walk up in a fucking this world, 22 million records. All right, mate. That's a clue. Good. Well, jump on if you want. I'm still a household name, and we can have a chat. 22 million records. I'd like to talk to somebody who sold 22 million records. Just jump your sen on. But the weirdest one. The weirdest one is. Oh, fuck off. You name, man. You're not still a household name, mate. Have you got Skype? I've got Skype, yeah. I've got Skype. You can Skype me if you want. You'll have to tell me what your Skype name is. Yeah, just click the link, man. You don't need Skype. You just click the link and you'll be on. So anyway, I've been doing this for yonkers. I'm trying to get this out, but this guy, they've got their house is in tier 2 and the garden is in tier 3. Do you get it? Tier 2. So it's weird. So they can't have anybody round, but they can in garden. You know, they can only have 6 people round, but not in garden. What do you want?
What's going on, Jason?
Come on, Nate. Come on.
What's going on, Jason, man? You doing all right? You doing all right, man?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Have you got old set? Oh, good.
By the way, I got my laptop back, so I don't have to use the phone anymore. Just give me a second to set it up. Man.
Awesome, man.
I don't know why it took so long. It was literally just a little little crack in like the like the 2 little things that hold the top of the laptop to the other half. Like one of them was kind of cracked a little bit, so I sent it because my laptop still has warranty on it. Because I got it for my birthday earlier this year, so I sent it to Best Buy to go and get looked at. And I thought this would take like 5 minutes or something like that. 1 month later, still hasn't got it back. I had to go and fucking almost scream at the bastards to basically be like, "Yo, hurry the fuck up and give me my laptop back." I mean, I didn't say that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course I know what you mean. So it's when you've not got your laptop, mate. It can be frustrating.
Yes. Fucking slow bastards, man.
I thought you were going to fucking say, it went off to be fixed, and then the old fucking Gary Glitter thing happened to you.
Yeah, Glitter. What do you mean?
Yeah, you won't know that. Everyone else will know that. But Gary Glitter was a pop star in this country many years in the 70s and 80s. I think that were in his heyday, and he were larger than life, wore a wig, and fucking he were a paedophile.
Oh wow! I'm not surprised.
He took his computer in to be fixed, and that's how they caught him. So
fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
So there you go.
That is good. Yeah, he sends a laptop in. It's like, oh man, I'll leave all my shit on and no one will catch me. Fucking idiots. Oh man.
Well, I think that's what he did. But he spent a bit of time he spent a bit of bird, like doing bird, which is slang for prison. And then when he come out, he went to Cambodia and he was arrested in Cambodia for assaulting kids. And he's. I thought you were going to say that anyway. So let's not talk about fucking Gary Glitter. Yeah, we're PC World, I think. Yeah, you're right, mate. PC World or Curry's or Comet or whatever it was called back then.
So basically, he was the Jimmy Savile of the 70s, essentially.
I don't think it was as bad as Jimmy Savile. If you can put child abuse into degrees, I don't think it was as bad. I think the stuff that at the beginning were just photos, but Jimmy Savile was just doing it with impunity. It was just fucking. It was just allowing. It was just being allowed to do it. Everybody knew he was doing it, and all. That's the thing.
Literally Jeffrey Epstein, essentially.
I'm still a household name. If that's who everybody has been speculating it is in the chat room, then he'll be able to tell you about what happened in the pop scene world back in 90s. It's always been a fucking shithole, hasn't it? Look at what happened with fucking when they just got decided that they were going to have East versus West rappers killing each other and all that, and that weren't them. It was decided for them. I think Mark Devlin does some good stuff on it. Mark Devlin does something on it.
All right. Let me leave it on here.
What's
Sorry
up?
about that. Sorry about that. There we go. Now on my laptop here. Let me.
Right. All right. Same person.
Yeah. Oh, what the?
Nice house you've got there. Nice
No,
house.
it's not my house. Oh man, if only it was. If only it
Spanish Chicken
was.
said Glitter Band carried on for a while after LOL. Listen, I were a DJ. And when you're a DJ, you get to know all of the DJs. And there was this DJ in the village that I lived in, who was like, he did all pubs. He got it all done up. I mean, I weren't a pub DJ; I was a pub DJ. So my places were towns and stuff. But he used to dress. He used to do a karaoke, and he used to dress up as Gary Glitter. And he got all his entourage with him, and they were all the glitter, supposed to be the Glitter Band and what have you. So when Gary Glitter got caught, his act just went completely. It just disappeared because he couldn't be out. He was singing "Come On," the Glitter songs, "Come On, come," all that sort of fucking shit. So it were He was, Neil Sanders knows a bit about the East Coast, West Coast thing. I know, he does. Yeah, he does. Right. Yeah, you're right. He does. But I know it were Mark Devlin did something on that as well, talking about a particular meeting that took place where it was decided that any black artists would be they decided that they were going to fucking get them all to be fighting each other and having beefs, whatever the fuck that means. How'd you be a fucking, can you be a vegetarian and have a beef?
And about the Black Lives Matter thing, it's like, I thought this already got resolved in the 60s, with the civil rights era. I thought that was supposed to take care of this, but I guess we got to make money somehow off of black versus whites.
Yeah, of course we have. Make money out any way you can. Webby, how you doing, mate?
Have I just walked into a racist conversation here, or what?
We are all racist here, mate.
We're talking about the thing that Mark Devlin's spoken about it, where they were a meeting and they decided that they were going to be they were going to pit black artists against each other and try to get try to get them to. Well, in fact, they did. In fact, I remember, because if you remember, early R&B were like fucking Will Smith and fucking shit like that. You know what I mean? And MC Hammer and to a certain extent, fucking what's his name? Fucking Vanilla Ice. And what happened is after their stint had ended, they it's particularly MC Hammer, he became he wanted to still be part of it, still wanted to make money, still wanted to do songs and everything, but so he became part of a crew. I think we're Tupac's crew, like that sort of side. And then when he saw what were going on, he just said, "No, I'm not having any of this. My life's far more important." So it's not racist. It's factual, according to Mark Devlin, anyway.
Hang on a minute. You're white. He's white. I'm white. I think this is racist.
Oh, we might all be right. All right, let's be racist then. We've got Millie. Millie might be black. Good evening,
Millie,
How
Vanilla.
are you doing?
No, not black, mate.
You're not black?
No.
Oh, you've disappointed everybody.
You sound black.
Yeah.
You know that the origins of the word racist actually is from Zionists back hundreds of years ago, that started this whole integration of the white culture kind of thing, where they came up. Basically, it started a long time ago, like in the 1700s or whatever. Basically, it's essentially comes down to, let's make the white people feel hate themselves for being white and make themselves feel like shit because of what the media will say happens to black people and yada 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 yada.
Gentiles, mate.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Yeah, thank you, Webby.
Cheers, man.
So, what are you making of it then, Webby?
About which one? What?
Well, have you? It's today, isn't it? Today's the day.
Yeah, John Lennon got shot, didn't he? Is that what you mean?
The day.
You know what? It's 5 years since I had my last heart attack today. Ain't that weird?
There you go. No, it's not weird, because there's so much stuff happened on this date in history. So no, it's not a shock to me. I mean, I know it's personal to you, Jason, but it's not a shock that something so prevalent would happen on a date like today. It's a little bit weird. It's a bit like September the 11th. We all think of two towers crumbling and disintegrating and disappearing and all that, but so much happened on September 11th throughout history. It's, you've got to start thinking about a bigger picture, and is there more relevance to energies, dates, numerology, religion, spirituality? Because at the end of the day, Jason, this world is an absolute fucking mess right now. And by the way, sorry, because of doing bits and bats, I don't know if you've done an update on Aid. Sorry. So how's things there, pal?
Well, I'm waiting for his daughter. She was going to be coming on, but he's belligerent. He's not doing himself any favors. He knows all swear words. He's shuffling himself about. She did manage to get in to see him for a couple of hours. She did get to see him for a couple of hours a couple of days ago, and she said, I think she barged her way in and sent Dad a message and said, look towards Nurse's station and I'll be there in 2 minutes. And sure enough, she were. So they allowed her 10, 15 minutes in a side room with him. And she said he's all got all swear words down to a T. But everything else is very minimal. But he's got these cards, these card things that help him.
Yeah.
that are there to help him to do stuff. So yeah, it seems to be getting better. The fact that he's belligerent as well and he's telling nurses to piss off and what have you. Yeah, I did know I'm doing a simultaneous live broadcast on my other channel. Sorry, I just got rid of that Twitch because I thought it was wank, and I can use 3, so I thought I'd use my other channel. Yeah, so he's doing okay. He's doing okay.
Good stuff. I'm really happy about that. I have texted him because I'd seen somebody at least had checked on his phone. I texted him. I've not got anything back yet. Not even a swear word. Just
you won't get out back. Listen, he won't even answer phone to me. I've been ringing him. He won't answer phone to me. So I've just thought he don't. I spoke to Jess today, and I think he's just he's because he can't speak very well.
Exactly. I get it, mate. I just the factor was that at least he knew that I'd texted him and said, I hope, I'm thinking of you, my prayers, blah, blah, blah. That's all that mattered. If I'd have got to fuck off and I thought, oh, that's a bonus.
yeah, of course, yeah. But he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be okay. But one of the other things that Jess did say is that he wasn't very. He said to her that he'd preferred that she'd not found him. He preferred.
I understand what you're saying.
She'd not found him, and I can understand.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah. I got it with when just quickly when my mum came round in hospital after her operation. Because of her COPD, they kept her on a ventilator, and when she came round, obviously they'd done a tracheostomy and she couldn't speak. Well, that was like, you might as well have shot my mum in the face than let her not speak. And when she realised that she couldn't move because she'd been in that position for 3 weeks and they needed to physio, and she couldn't speak as well, I couldn't understand what she was saying until she looked me right in the eyes, Jason, and she mouthed, "I've had enough." And then so I understand what Aid is saying when he says that.
Oh, Cotty's fucking getting himself, not ingratiating himself with Brian in chat room. You're not a good say. Come on, man. Jesus.
Is that the Brian Harvey? Is that the Brian Harvey?
That is the Brian Harvey, yeah.
Fuck off. That's not the Brian Harvey.
That is the Brian Harvey. Look, I know. So,
really?
By the way,
hey,
I've been trying to get him on my podcast for years.
By the way,
did anybody see like that dickhead like this morning? Matt Hancock crying, or was he laughing? Like, I mean,
pissing his
what's
sides,
all that
mate.
about?
Absolutely pissing his sides at us. He was.
He was.
I didn't see that.
What a
Did he have a what were he doing? Were he on one of breakfast TV shows or something?
Yeah. GMTV, like with Piers Morgan, was it? Yeah, I mean, he was laughing. I'm sure he was laughing.
Well, they showed it was because, right, that apart from the 90-year-old woman in Coventry, this other fella from Stratford, funnily enough, called William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare, no less, has this vaccination. And when it cut to Matt Hancock, he had his head down, fucking rubbing his eye, and then he lifted his head up and he's pissing himself. He's absolutely wetting himself, saying, yeah, as if we've had to wait till William Shakespeare to tell us this. And I'm going, you fucking rat.
Yeah, total rat. Yeah, total rat.
They are, aren't they? They all are. They've all been fucking. They've all been. They're all right. Sorry, I've got a bit more info here. I don't know whether fucking Jess is going to turn up. So I'm gonna. He's not answering any phone calls. They keep changing his prognosis as well. and he keeps having emotional episodes, which is understandable.
Definitely.
Which state he is. I mean, he's worked. His mouth's been his work really for as many years as he's been working. So anyway, I will pass on all of your fucking good best wishes to him. He's I'm sure he might even be fucking listening, but he's not going to be able to type much in chat room because he's not really very good. But like I said, he will ignore it. He's even ignoring my phone calls. You know, I'm just trying to phone him up. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is what I'm going to do is I'm going to send him a video message and say, you know, everyone's fucking looking out for you. Everyone's listening to you. You know, everyone's asking about you and stuff like that. And then you know we'll see to him.
By the way, Jason, I just wanted to say, do you know what yesterday was the anniversary of?
No.
I'll give you a hint. It's the 79th year anniversary this year.
It's the what?
79th year anniversary.
79th anniversary.
Yes, yesterday was.
I can't hear you. You've just got.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hear me
I said,
now. Hear me now.
Laid back on bed having a wank.
No, I was behind my laptop, but I said that yesterday was the 79th year anniversary of a certain event.
Well, give us a clue then.
Well, it happened in 1941, so 79 years ago.
Right.
And it was part of World War II.
Right. Most things were in 1941.
That is true. Pearl Harbor.
Right. Okay. Pearl Harbor. Okay. See, I mean, D-Day's a bigger thing here than Pearl Harbor. Obviously because
D-Day is bigger.
Yeah. D-Day. Proper.
V-Day.
V-Day.
I suppose it depends
V-Day.
if you were at Pearl
Vaccine
Harbor,
Day.
doesn't it?
Well, yeah, I suppose it does. I suppose it does. You know, if you're at Pearl Harbor, if you were at Pearl Harbor,
I think you're going to remember it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what though, Jace? You hit the nail on the head early on when you said all these dates that seem to come up. There's always a correspondence. If it's not a numerous, if it's not a number that's applied to it, you know, like the 660 people died. I'm surprised it wasn't 666. There's 33 such a things. There's all these numbers that keep popping up left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
When you understand about the symbology and the programming that people don't understand because Love Island's on, it's not that level of programming. It's a programming that is so underlying. Now they want to put a vaccine in you that states there is nanotechnology in it. I've spoken to people who study vaccines and say there's next to these ingredients, there's a black triangle. When they see a black triangle, they understand it to be unknown, untried, untested. And they told me, and I'd always seen Bill Gates like virtually masturbating over this on YouTube. And she said, this is going to be nanotechnology that adheres to your DNA blocks. And she said, it will program them. And I went, doesn't that mean alter? And she said, yes. Now, realistically, if I can't patent a cannabis plant's DNA because it's natural, so I've got to make a man-made version of cannabis to patent it and say, that's man-made cannabis. So if I inject my man-made patented vaccine into you and I change your natural DNA into a man-made version, of your DNA. I patent that. What
Yeah.
the fuck does that actually mean in life?
I mean, it's essentially saying that they own you now. They own your DNA. They own you.
Well,
I think
do you know what, Taylor? We've always been in a place of consensual agreement for evil to persist. So you sell your soul to get something in order to do something. Well, what if they actually own your body and everything now? What if there is no
They don't
consent
own your
anymore?
soul. They don't own your soul.
That's the point. That's the point. The soul can be owned if it is neglected. If your house is empty, somebody can occupy it.
That's the one.
Yeah. Listen,
Your
before we
soul
go
is your own. It's there forever. It's like they aren't going to take that away from you.
But who are you going to give it to? Who are you going to allow in there? And that's where these fuckers are really at right now. I can't believe it. I'm glad you enjoyed the video, by the way, I sent you, Jason.
Oh, fucking hell, I loved it, man. I loved it. I'm sharing it all over the place. I fucking can't stand that cunt.
I was shocked.
Fucking, do you know what? As soon as you sent me that, because usually I get sent quite a lot of videos. I do get sent a lot of videos. In fact, AD used to fucking send me videos on WhatsApp. Fucking.
Me too, mate. Me too.
Yeah, you were probably part of fucking, because he said, because I sent him something and he says you're going to get that back because you're in a group that I keep sending things out to.
That's what he said to me, yeah.
Yeah. So you know, I get and some I watch some, but if some catch me eye, you know, like that one particularly, the rise and fall of fucking Mark Steele. I thought, well, we've lost Cotty. Cotty were here a minute ago, but he seems to have gone. I don't know if he's having problems, and he'll come back.
He meant to go to Israel.
Who what?
He meant to go to Israel.
Who?
Cotty.
Oh, is he on his way to Israel?
He might have gone.
Yeah, fuck off. Hey, you
Oh, the penny's dropped. The penny dropped at last.
He's trying to get me on Israel all fucking time. Jesus Christ.
Jason, I don't really know anything about Mark Steele, so what exactly is he? I'm assuming he's a truther or quote unquote truther, but I don't really know anything about him.
Go on, what is it? What is it, Jason?
Right, it's this, right? He's a bloke who wears fucking dark glasses, and he goes, all this 5G, right? It's going to fucking kill yous. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing it. It says it in the fucking documents. I've got documents here and I've got documents there. I've got documents fucking everywhere. I fucking
here a doc, there a doc, everywhere a doc.
Yeah. I'm a fucking weapons expert. I've got no qualifications. Zero fucking raw qualifications. It's like fucking, you know, listening to him. And, you know, people listen to him and then take on what he's talking about with 5G. Yeah, you tell them fucking about, you say about fucking Bill Gates to him, they'll say, well, he's not a fucking virologist. He don't know. Fucking Mark Steele, fuck all.
Neither of them know shit. Yeah.
So basically, claiming that he's an expert in certain fields that he really doesn't know fuck all about, essentially.
Yeah, and he makes stuff up and he raises money to make these show trials. You know, he fucking said that he was going to fucking you know, it's just a fucking honestly, and he shot, and in fucking 90s he shot a fucking lass in the head.
He shot a lass in the head in the 90s.
Yeah, he shot a girl in the head and left her with crippling, debilitating brain injuries. So
wow.
He's a cunt. And do you know what?
He's a cunt.
I'll tell you what, if I could get him on here, right? If I could get him on here so that I could have a proper debate with him, I'd get my fucking knob out on camera.
Jason, I've
Yeah.
seen you knob out on camera. I've seen it, mate. It's nothing to talk about, lad. Anyway,
DVD.
yeah, I remember. No, remember the Skype chat that
I remember you when I was in Bath. Yeah.
when you was in the bath. Yeah, I saw enough, mate. I saw enough.
Yes. Well, I saw enough as well. I saw your. I saw you. I saw the jealousy creep across your face.
Was that jealousy? Was it? Fucking hell.
As my penis rose from the fucking bubbles.
By the way, I wanted to ask Webby. So you interviewed the guy who made the greatest story never told, right?
Yes.
So I'm assuming you know about the true reasons behind Pearl Harbor, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that that whole thing, man. I watched that same documentary, man. That documentary was absolutely amazing. There's another one I saw that's even longer. That tells more stuff, but it's it's the same general idea. But yeah, man. The reason why I bring up Pearl Harbor is because yesterday my mom and dad were talking about like, oh man, our country was just so courageous how we went in to save the British and like against the evil Nazis and all that. This fucking like, I'm like, yeah, because like the History Channel, like, because they like to watch the History Channel a lot, and whenever I walk past them, like 90% of the time, something related to World War II is on. Like sometimes directly or indirectly, but they always mention something about Hitler and all this like fucking like Holocaust stuff, and I'm just like, people still believe this stuff in fucking 2020? Really?
Yeah.
Yes, because I've spoken with. I mean, it's only Wednesday tomorrow, and already I've spoken with at least 14 people, right, in different conversations, but somehow we got round to. Or at least I managed to bring up Germany and Nazis. And I said, have you ever heard of Joseph Goebbels? And the 14 people have said no. 14 people do not know who Goebbels was.
Goebbels is.
Honestly, 14 people did not know who Goebbels was. And I went, well, under interrogation, he was asked a question, and it was, how did you get the German people to just blindly go along with everything that you wanted to do? And he simply said, fear. The more fear that we put into the people, the more we could do. And the more that we did to the people, the less they believed we were doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people don't know that. People don't know that's happened. So that's history. What are you going to do? You're going to repeat it. I swear 7 months ago, if somebody had said, get on those trains, get on those cattle cars, get on those buses, and we'll take you to a camp to keep you safe, they'd have filled them.
Yeah, they'll fill them again.
Yes.
They will fill him again. Listen, before we go any further, we've got somebody on who's called, whose name tag says Millie, and who we know nothing about. So I'd like you to introduce yourself, Millie, and just let us know what got you into thinking the way that. Well, I hope you think the way that we think, and you're not a troll.
No troll, mate. No troll. I when I was younger, my dad said to me on a pound note, it was, I promised to pay the bearer on demand, and something sunk in when I was younger, and he can't even remember saying it to me. He thinks I'm a bit fucking mad, but he said that to me when I was younger, and that's one thing that has stuck to me is yeah, I promised to pay the bearer on demand. How can you pay anybody with a promise?
Oh, don't, for fuck's sake, you've set Webby off now.
I have said nothing. You asked this question, Jason. I have nothing to do with it.
It looks like I've planted fucking million here so that I can do what you do with me with Jews.
Is it something like that Voodoo, that Yojo with the Joes, or what? On Yojo.
That voodoo that you do with judos. The thing about
I was.
I just wanted to get in. The thing about fucking Pearl Harbor, the thing about Pearl Harbor that got to me, right? In fact, it weren't really Pearl Harbor related. It was more American related. But I think there were an episode of Friends when they were in England when I think Ross were getting married, and then the fucking Ross's father, who's an actor, a Jewish actor.
He's a Jew.
Jewish actor, and he said to one of fucking English people that were serving him, said, "Yes, fucking Uriel as well, or Mr. Although you would have been, if it weren't for us, you'd have been speaking German." And I thought to myself, if it weren't for us, you'd be fucking speaking. If it weren't for us, you'd be fucking you'd be in fucking gas chambers or whatever they did, because he's a Jewish guy, all these fucking just winds me up that Americans think that they fucking came in and saved us. Fuck that, fucking hell, we could kick anybody in. We're English. I was once in when I were once in fucking I were in Dubai, and what brought me in, it were back in '90s. It was just after First Gulf War, and they brought me into this club. And this club had been a fucking country and western club, right? So this country and western bar. So when I turn up, they wanted me to change it. So when I turn up, I change it. I change up music policy, and it's doing all right. It's doing it okay. Then comes in the fucking USS Abraham Lincoln, an aircraft carrier, comes into port, and of course, all fucking rednecks that had been there before thought that the fucking place I were in were a fucking, where they could line dance and shit like that. And it weren't. It's fucking. I remember there were a balcony above, and they were all fucking just staring at, all in the, that gay uniform that they have, fucking. And they're all fucking staring at me and everything, and they're asking me for songs, and I'm just playing my regular set like I normally do. And they're asking me for songs. I say, I ain't got that. It's fucking. Where am I going to get a fucking Hank Williams Jr. fucking song from? This is time of vinyl as well.
Jason,
You know what I mean?
Chill, man. Chill, Jace. Jace,
So,
chill.
anyway, and he
Jace, chill, man.
He says to me,
Chill.
he said,
Like you.
he says to me, he
No,
says,
chill, man. Listen to this one. Listen to this one. I've got like.
He's not finished his
Go on
point.
then. Just go on then. Give you a few more minutes, mate. No, seriously, listen to this one.
Let me mute. I'll mute you.
No, Jason, man.
What?
My son, is like, he's got like problems. He's a vulnerable boy. I mean, this is a while back ago in the lockdown, the first lockdown. He doesn't wear a mask. He's got breathing problems and shit. And he was like jumping on trains, like getting back towards the city and back home. And like this copper, he tried to get on the train without like a mask on. And like this copper was like, you've got to have a mask on. And he's like, well, I'm exempt. And he tried to show his phone, his battery had died on his phone. And he had no like proof of it on his phone, like even though you shouldn't really have to prove that you're like have got some sort of disability or whatever. But yeah, this copper like was like, no, you're not coming on the train. And he's like about like 30-40 miles from home. And this copper made him like, I mean, bless him, like he's poor lad, he's got problems, like, but this copper like fucking tried to make him take a fucking mask out of the bin and put on his face. I mentioned this in the comments a while ago, and yeah, I mean, you did pick up on it, but
I do remember that.
That's fucking gross, man. That's fucking gross.
Totally, man.
That's
totally.
worse than fucking gross. That copper wants his bollocks chopping off.
I didn't get his,
Section 26. Section 26.
there was no
Criminal
collar
Justice
number
Act.
taken or nothing, like, and we couldn't go any further with it. But like, yeah, that man would have been fucking had if, yeah, it was just, we just had to let it go because we couldn't go anywhere with it, really.
Yeah, well, you're not going to get anywhere.
situation.
I had a conversation with somebody today who came round, and she were basically she was wanting to, you know, she were looking at my house and asked my spasticity, whatever, you know, how handicapped I am, and she came today, and I was saying to her, you know, I got to her, you know what I mean? She was only a young lass, and I got to her, and we were talking about sport, and I kept going on about it. I kept going on and dropping little things in. I could see, you know, we're getting to her. But it's that's it. That's how we do it. Webby, do you want to comment on the promise to pay that Millie brought up? Because I mean, I know you know all this, but and Millie probably does, but there might be people listening that don't. I mean, what's that all about? You get a note. Let's just think about it. You get a £10 note in your Christmas fucking card from your grandmother, and it's really worthless fucking paper, isn't it? Really, apart from
in your face. It's in your face.
It's not. It works. Everything within this system, I've said it so many times, works perfectly as long as there's an economy. What they've done is they disemboweled the UK economy. There is no middle class anymore. It's the very poor and the very rich. Everything else is in between. The problem that we've got is now all the shops, all the businesses, all the small local people have gone. We're all going to be dependent on this corporate dictatorship that took over in January. The EU Withdrawal Act stated that Parliament now declare themselves sovereign. That means they are where we were in our position under common law. So they're our servants. We took all the debt. We'll do a job within this system, and these are benefits and privileges. As I've said many times, Jason, we're taught to be debtors, and that's the difference. If you are a creditor, you would be lowering national debt by not promising to pay for your national obligations, gas, water, and electric. I can't pay for my gas. There's nothing to pay for it with. But I'm going to do a job and I'm going to slave under this system. But I'll tell you what, my MP, my government will do as they're fucking told and work for me. Well, we forgot all that. That's all gone. We think that these people give us something and we act as such. We are sycophantic pussies. And we're all arguing over gay rights, trans rights, this rights, black lives, black dots, fucking everything matters. But nobody is actually thinking about anything. And the children that are being generated are scrolling on different fucking platforms. And, you know, you ask a question of somebody and the first thing they do is Google it. There's no information. How shocked were you, Jason, that 14 people I've spoken to within a week did not know who Joseph Goebbels was?
Astounded.
Exactly.
Minister of Propaganda.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is this man influenced not only a nation, it was a nation that took over Europe. That's what I'm saying. This is the propaganda, and people are applauding army being on the streets and knocking door to door saying, here, have this useless fucking test that can't tell if you're ill or not, because I've never ever gone to a doctor's in my life and the doctor say, Paul, how can I help you? Yeah, I don't know if I'm ill. Can you test me?
Yeah,
the doctor had sectioned me, mate. The doctor would have sectioned me.
What have I got?
It's like when the analogy I gave a couple of shows ago. You know, I go to doctors and I say, doctor, I've got shits, and he says, oh, fucking hell. He just and he goes, is it really loose or what? And you go, oh no, I'm as regular as clockwork, mate. My mother says you can set your watch by my arse. I'm regular as clockwork, but I ain't got no symptoms, but I might have it. I might have shits. Oh,
I got this shit.
Jason, do you know the best one I've heard is, are you going to have the test? Yeah, I'm going to have the test. Why are you going to have a test? Are you ill? No, I'm not ill. Then why are you going to have a test? Just in case. Just in case of what? Just in case I've got it. Well, are you ill? No. What are you fucking on about? Just in case I've got it, but you're not ill. But just in case. Have you ever thought of anything like that in your life ever? And they'll go, no. And I went, somebody also asked me on the same day, also, have you had coronavirus? I went, what do you mean when you say that? Have I had coronavirus? Do you actually know what you're saying? Do you know what you're talking about? Or are you just repeating something that you've heard on the telly? And they went, well, that's what's going round, isn't it? Coronavirus. No, a coronavirus is in your body anyway. The viral matter is all in your body. And they went, what does that mean? And I had this conversation. You mentioned it earlier, Jason, about how these things organically happen. And I was in a jewelry shop and I went, oh, thank God I've been able to walk into this shop, because I tried last week and it was something going on the internet and coming and clicking and picking it up. And they're all saying, what? We've had enough of this. Blah, blah, blah. They're all talking about...
Webby. Like, I've heard this virus hasn't been isolated in a human sample.
Well, no, it's better than that.
No. I've seen freedom of information requests that have said that, like, well, they just try and swerve the subject as much as possible. They don't give any evidence back. But where is the evidence that this virus hasn't been isolated in a human sample? I mean, is that something that you know anything about?
The people I've spoken to, this mutated version of SARS-CoV-2 isn't isolated. They don't know what they're testing for, because the PCR can tell you what is in your body. It can tell you lots of things about what is in your body. It can't tell you whether you're ill or not. Can you point? I know. Let me finish. I'm getting to it. The viral matter.
Sorry,
the viral matter. No, that's what I'm saying. The viral matter that it's testing is. Oh, fucking hell, I've lost my train of thought. Go on, ask your question, mate. I've lost my train of thought there.
Yeah, basically, like, have you seen evidence that, like, I mean, we know that, like, this virus. You've lost my train. No, seriously, like, you fucking spun me there, man.
Right. Well, the fact where I was going.
No. I'm back on the thread. Where this virus has been isolated in human form.
It's not.
Because I
never
has. No, that's the freedom of information requests have been put in. But yeah, like I'm under the understanding that, like, it's not been isolated in a human form, and yeah.
It hasn't, but see, where I take it to is I always look for the simple stuff in this. When I corresponded with Judy Mikovits, she kept saying, you can't catch a virus. I was taught when I was very young, oh, you've caught a virus. There's no antibiotics. You've just got to let it go, work through.
Your body deals with it.
So I asked her, can you tell me in layman's terms, so I can tell others, that you can't catch a virus? What do you mean? And she says, yes, it's basic biology. This is a surface contact bacteria infection. So you touch your surface, you pick the bacteria up, via food, via rubbing your face or your eye, you become infected. Your body then has an immune system response by creating a virus, which acts as a solvent to flush out the infection through your kidneys. And I said, that makes too much sense. And she said, that's why it is not advertised on the television. Because that's basically how it works. There's no virus technology that states and data that says viruses kill, viruses cause harm. It's seemingly the total opposite of that. Yet we've got to keep hearing about people dying with COVID-19 that you clearly state can't be tested for, hasn't been isolated. There's something being pushed. There's an agenda, even though Jason interviews people who says there are no agendas.
Webby, I want to ask.
I think it all boils back to the money. Like, the money is the one. Like,
No,
I mean,
yeah, of course it is.
everybody's making money out of COVID.
Guys, listen, I just want to, because we've got 2 more editions who've not said a word, so I want to just introduce and get them into the show. Good evening, Paul Cotty. How you doing, mate? We're getting a bit of feedback from you, I think.
How's that?
Well, you sound like you're a bit low.
How's that there then?
Still low.
Cotty, are you promoting Black Rooms Matter?
Yeah. Well, mate, still low there, yeah?
Well, when you're speaking, it's okay, but when other people are speaking, what I'll do is I'll mute you so that we don't get the feedback. I think that's where the feedback's coming from.
Yo.
But it's a bit difficult, trying to juggle 6 people, or with 6 different fucking devices and 6 different settings, and
We're having a 6-way right now.
yeah, we're having a 6-way. Which is something that you can only dream of.
I'll tell you what, Jason, you can't have telesylvers in mum and dad, can't you?
Paul, how you doing, mate? Cotty.
I'm okay, thanks. All right.
Are you there, Paul? Cotty.
How's me?
Ground control to Major Paul.
Go on, say something.
I blame Leeds. It's all his fault.
Get fucked, you and he.
Fucking hell.
You see, whatever you're doing now, Paul, we're not getting any feedback. So, can we hear from where you are? Well, thank you. You're listening to Raconteurs.
You're listening to Raconteurs.
An hour and 24 minutes in. We due to go till 10 o'clock, but we might go on a little bit longer, only because I've been laying you down for a bit. This is good stuff.
How's that?
That's better. That's brilliant.
Yeah, no, come here. There's settings here, mute, stop. I don't know. It's got to do with your thing that you sent on to me, that stream thing, and I have to go into that and reset my mic. So apologies.
Turn it down a bit, mate.
Turn it down a bit, mate.
Fucking ignore him. It's fine. Ignore that silly cunt. He's just fucking trying to fuck up my podcast. That's how fucked up there is.
Come here. I was going to agree with Webby there. Webby, I was going to agree with everything you were saying there about the virus and it being viral and all that, and the solution, it creates its own solution and that. And it's when Millie was on about has it ever been isolated, what you have isolated is the same solution that the animals release when their body's toxic. And when that air is added into air body, it will not cross. That's where the problems start. If it was human to human, it'll mutate its DNA to human. But animal to human does not cross. Human back into animal will cross. And that's been proven with DNA and clone testing they done years ago. The new vaccine, is a GMO protein based, so it is, and which is part of it feeds into the cell, and it's to the nucleus within the cell, and that's what they're hitting, and that there changes the RNA. Then when it comes out of the nucleus produces the RNA, and it leaves the cell after that and constructs the other parts, things within our body. Something like that, I think I can explain it.
Yeah, Paul, did you see some of the Judy Mikovitz's documentary where she was talking about when they were going to send her to jail because she hypothesized after the flu vaccine that they're working on, they initially thought it was like a great success because the antibodies were very strong responses. But when human and animal test subjects come into contact with normal flu, in some subjects there was a hyper immune response. So the body would actually virtually kill itself to get rid of an infection. So they thought they had to dilute this vaccine down. So they passed it through the brains of mice. Then when they vaccinated people again, they've then seemed to, or shall we say coincidentally, there was a spike in cancer clusters of vaccinated patients. And she hypothesized that the vaccine being flushed through mice picked up dormant mouse viruses that were, obviously dormant in mice didn't affect them, but became cancerous in humans. And then when mixing with a vaccine that you're triggering an immune response to, and you've already had potentially hyperimmune, you start to see cancer clusters. She ended up going to jail because she wouldn't change her findings. She lost her job, she lost her funding, she went to jail. And you've got to start looking at where all these doctors, we were talking about Aid tonight, and he interviewed Dr. Adil, whose license is suspended because he's come out and said, there's something not right about this vaccine, about this test, blah, blah, blah. So if people can't see that and they still keep watching Matt Hancock pissing his fucking sides with Piers Morgan, I don't know what to say to people anymore, boys.
I think there's the whole thing now, it's all this new science and it's new vaccines. The vaccines are not the same as what they used to be because it's all this GMO protein, cloning cells, and let me get this right, gene editing. It's all based on gene editing, so it is. If people want to go in and research gene editing.
Yes, it is.
And that's where you'll find what a lot of it's got to do with. And I think a lot of people are way stuck on this Dolores Cattle. She sings a great song, all right, and sounds great. But she is the founder of a company called, I think it's called Pentagon. And if you look into the vaccines they do and all that, and that's all GMO protein and cell clone and gene editing. She also
You've got the baddies fighting the evil, haven't you? So, like, if you want to say we're the goodies trying to ask all these questions, these people are presenting themselves, be it Dolores or anybody else. There's definitely a massive fight going on for control of this shit, and you don't know who to trust. That's why you've got to go and find this information for yourself and discern it, wouldn't you, Tossie? You can't keep relying on following people anymore.
Is it fighting, or is it who can push the corporated business to bed?
No, but you've got to have your lead.
But when you were right there,
people lead you to.
Sorry, Millie.
People lead you to information. It's like, you can't have a leader or someone to like totally follow, but everybody they take leads from information that everybody puts out.
Absolutely.
That's information. Take information from everywhere. Take information from anywhere. follow nobody. Discern for
Mm.
yourself. That's it.
Yeah, you've got to find it yourself. But it's everybody gives you pointers, but yeah.
I think you said it right as well, Webby. It's a bit like cannabis as well. They can't claim ownership command, but what they are doing is genetically modifying so they can claim ownership then, so they can. Because what they do, just like that so-called virus, as you said, and you'll even hear them say, "Oh, there's hundreds of different viruses, and it mutates itself." Of course it does, because it's releasing a solution. A solvent within the body, which is like a liquid soap, fairy liquid or something, to get rid of toxins and radiations within the body. And the cells, each time that our body gets more and more toxics or different types of poisons, it will adapt to create its own. And every time it creates its own solution, the system name it and sell as a product on it.
How dare you come onto this podcast with common sense and logic?
You're fucking talking about that's what this fucking podcast is. Common sense and fucking logic. Jesus Christ. Webby, have you took a vaccine today?
I reserve our right
No,
to be
mate,
warden.
I've had a day off, mate.
I reserve our right to be warden.
Listen, I've just had a text message off Jess, Adie's daughter, and she said she's going to be trying to get on it next couple of minutes. So,
good stuff.
You're going to interview me, you fucker. I've been on for half an hour.
Can I go back to the subject? Can I go back to the subject earlier on as well? You're on about East Coast and West Coast gangsters and all that thing, malarkey. That was all constructed from the very beginning, so it was. It goes right back to when the Black Panthers were started off at the beginning, and they were set up so they were. It was the FBI, the CIA that they were being controlled by. Tupac Shakur's father was a leading member of that, and his mother, and they were in prison. And there was another guy in prison with him as well. I can't think of his name offhand. I know there's a podcast still on PIR, People's Internet Radio, because he was interviewed on that going back about 5-6 years ago. And I was actually trying to get him on one of the shows, and because I had a few different types of questions to ask him. But that was all controlled originally, and it was to fill up the whole East Coast, West Coast gangster was the same as NWA. It was to fill up the private prison system, so it was causes destruction within cities and put prices down. There was a whole agenda to that, from the very beginning, so it was.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That I know nothing about personally.
Sorry?
I said that I know personally nothing about, so that's news to me.
Yeah, well, I used to be into a lot of that type of music at one stage, and then I listened to, I can't remember the man's name. I think he only got released there within the last.
I know nothing about the music industry at all. I've never been a music kind of guy, so I know nothing about it. I don't even listen to the Beatles or anything like that, so I'm just like, I don't know anything.
Well, I say I would have been into it one days ago as we did the music. But when I start getting into all this, you see things in a different aspect. And I went into looking Tupac Shakur and the same things a long time ago. There's even the warden on he has Tug on his tattoo, and I went, what is he actually saying there and all that? And a tug is a small tugboat, a smaller force against superior force and stuff like that. So he was very clever with Warden as well. So things like that, I have an interest in thinking, actually, what is he saying? So just thought I'd throw that.
Conquer and divide.
Shall I tell you what I've noticed? Right now, usually I'm gonna after I've said this, I'm going to give Bill O'Exchange a chance because he's been here half an hour and he's not even been able to fucking open his mouth yet. But I've got to say he's looking better. But I've noticed normally around this time of year, the Christmas adverts on TV, they're all like hyper mad. It's Christmas, it's Christmas. But this year I've noticed a lot of these companies are using music that is associated with Christmas, but not really Christmas music. And one of the main ones has been the theme tune to the music from Home Alone, which is a Christmas. It's a Christmas film, isn't it? So the music, the score from it, you think about Christmas, and then they added fucking Home Alone fucking little bit in there, which a lot of people are going to be.
I got to play on words. I've never seen Home Alone, so I can't say if I know much about that movie.
Where's Bill?
Jason.
Yes.
Jason.
Yeah.
Do you pay your gas bill?
Yes.
No,
Yeah,
you don't.
Why
You can't.
don't Webby? Yeah, no, come on, Webby. Like, really fucking, like, simplify this for me, like, mate, because I really don't get it. But, like...
Do you understand
show
what
me.
a debt-based economy is? Do you understand what a debt-based economy
you can't like pay with a promise. It's
Okay.
the terms. Yeah, and
Right,
we're gonna
do you
go down this one again, like, because you say this every time. But like, seriously, mate, I'm trying to get on a level, and I don't get it.
Do you understand that you are a creditor? Do you understand how a creditor should act within this system?
Well, I understand that when you like take out a loan, you're paying like you're putting your signature on something, and you're giving it to the bank, and they like put that on their records as like you've deposited something. Or I get that, but like I don't get the whole gas bill thing.
That's got nothing to do with your gas bill, what you've just said. Nothing to do with it whatsoever.
Okay.
You have obligations to a national debt that you have been signed up to when you were registered. Your national insurance number is your recognition of this, right? So gas, water, and electric are national debts. The nation is bankrupt, so therefore, as creditor, you take a position, be it taxi driver, bus driver, whatever, within the system, and you have obligations to settle debts. Now, you cannot pay, so you have an agent that interjects between you and the Treasury, which is your gas agent. They then issue you a bill with a negotiable instrument on it that you endorse, give them back. They set off the debt with the Treasury, balancing the creditor's books, which lowers national debt. That's how you're meant to act as a creditor. But you're taught to act the opposite, which is debtor, which makes the national debt worse, which allows government to step in with austerity and take things from you. I can't explain it any much simpler than that,
Can I explain something?
But how do you take that power back? How do you take that power back?
That's what I'm saying. You have to become a claimant, right? So the only way I can see forward for people, which there are people who are now taking this on, is when the gas companies start uphold to the shenanigans where they're threatening for gas warrants and meter changes and stuff like that, then you take an injunction out against them which stops them doing that, to give you a day in court to present evidence on your case as a claimant to state why these people are acting beyond their powers and what they should be doing and what your obligations are, what your intentions are, because you're asking them for the correct instruments and you're stopping them doing that, and then you're forcing them with the same injunction to fulfill their obligations, which is to set off the debt. This is how you must act as a creditor within their system, which is all commercial law. If you can't understand this is like monopoly, when you enter into these agreements, whether you understand how you've entered into them or not, you've entered into them. If they're addressing you as Mr., Miss, Mrs., and you respond as Mr., Miss, Mrs., whether you go or you don't go, it's all based on presumption that they are going to take shit off you. It's that simple. It's all based on agreement, this system. Police at this moment in time, we're seeing all this fear being whipped up about police issuing fines. let me state now, police cannot issue fines. They offer agreements for a penalty notice. If you're not wearing a mask and they think you've been naughty, they're going to state you've been naughty. If you agree, you're going to offer your details and sign their agreement. When you've signed their agreement, you'll get a receipt. They will take the top of that receipt, which is a bill of exchange, and they'll take it to the bank, which is a county court, put it before a banker/judge. He'll see name, address, signature, agreement fulfilled. He will issue the fine. Or you stood there, you can appeal it. That's how simple this shit is. It's all about agreement. We just don't understand how we agree to most of it.
Yeah, we seem to have lost Millie. I don't know where she's gone, but she's definitely disappeared. So if you want to,
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Why is that?
I've no idea, mate. Maybe it's because I know what I'm talking about.
I was going to say, Webby, when the world went into that, and there's no money, our electricity and our gas is all paid for. So it is. It's provided for by the government, and the contract is actually the meter. When they send you out these bills, it's just for the meter part. It's not actually for the electricity or the gas. It's for the meter in between. So that's where the contract lies there.
Yeah,
everything else is paid for. The double dipping.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, Paul, how we take control of that is accepting it. Yeah, I don't give a shit about your contract and everything. You're my agent. Give me the correct instrument. I'm happy. You can. That's why I keep saying to people, stop arguing about contracts. I have no contract with you. Fuck that. You claim that you want to control this meter. That's fine. Give me the correct instrument for a private agreement, and I'm happy to endorse it, and you can set my shit off. That's how we've got to start thinking about this.
Yeah, I'm people saying the Spanish chicken in the saying Millie was a bloke. Raconteurs news. Yeah, I know. I was just being. It was a joke. I was joking. It's my sense of humour. I'm really, really sorry for having one, especially in these times. I mean, I'll probably get arrested for fucking having a sense of humour these days. In fact, do you know what did I get? I got fucking. I got a fucking thing off Facebook, and do you know what it were? What were it now? I got a warning off Facebook, and it were someone had commented on one of your things. Oh, that's the one. Did you see you saw the well, you posted it, the story about the man that's now a woman copper. And it showed her holding a gun, and it was just like a bloke, which is in fact is what it were.
A bloke, yeah.
With a fucking like blonde wig on, pointing a gun, and so I put under it. Well, she's not going to make cunt stubble, cunt stubble.
I saw that comment.
Because there's too many knobs. Anyway, this morning I got told off by fucking Facebook. And they went to me, "Oh no, you can't say that." And so it said that you can.
I'll tell you what, Jay.
Appeal it. So I appealed it, and fucking 10 seconds later, he fucking came back and said no. No, you can fuck off. It's beyond. So anyway, I just got a whine in. So I'm not that bothered.
I'll tell you what. Imagine that walking up onto the bus on Wiggies back in the day, mate, and sitting down next to you. What would you have thought on that? Eh?
Oh,
that was just strange.
You know what I thought? You know what I thought? I thought to myself, I was thinking earlier on. I was thinking, I've done my thing where I say I think I might have got shits to doctor, and I was trying to think of a situation where I've got no symptoms, but I'm going to go and I want to get tested. And I thought, well, if I had a particularly heavy weekend and I fucking woke up on fucking Monday morning in bed next to that cunt, I'd be going for an AIDS test. You know what I mean? I would. That's where I'd be going for a test. You know, it's venereal disease. It's fucking. It's AIDS. It's that all that fucking shit that you go and get tested. But that's what you go and get tested for when you don't know you've got it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
When
Did
my missus
you remember when I?
When me and my missus got together, when we first got together, we both had like tests for fucking clap and that, just to make sure that we were both sound. And
Yeah.
you know, we weren't carrying all, and we both come out, and you know, I got a few fucking things that I had to rip off at bottom of fucking letter, but you know, everything was fine. Now that's the only way. This is what this is doing. It's making COVID into like a venereal disease, VD. I mean, what do they call it? STDs these days, don't they?
Well, it's like, yeah, it's what I said. Where people were gonna just get tested just in case. Are you ill? No. Why are you gonna go and get tested then?
Well, because
I don't get it. It's bonkers, mate. I'm absolutely off the page with this shit, Jason. It's
crap.
The last 8 months. Do you remember 7 months ago when we were going, what's going on? I don't know what to say.
We're still what's going on? What the fuck is going on? To this.
I'll tell you what's going on. Queen Victoria's ghost has come back to life, and she's taking control of the Queen. That's why we haven't heard from her.
I think someone's just took us into bog on the iPad. Don't you? They do a great
Hey, who's taking odds that it's fucking it's Taylor?
What?
Yeah, I reckon it's you.
You're on the shitter, aren't you, Taylor?
No, I'm not. I can't take my laptop to the bathroom. It's hooked up to the wall.
You can't get his fucking knob and a laptop in fucking bathroom. Jesus. Fucking hell. But no, you know, we don't. Let's go and get tested. Let's just think of some things.
Speaking of testing, my little brother right now is on the phone and doing his quote unquote job for the National Guard, calling people, telling them if they got coronavirus or some shit like that. So I don't know the details.
Well, then go and cut the fucking phone line then.
What I want to do.
You want to be part of this. You've got to go and cut the fucking phone line. You can't just sit here and go, oh, you know, eating fucking Doritos or Cheetos or whatever.
Don't fucking eat those.
You know,
Taylor, are you watching The Walking Dead? Go and chain your brother up in the basement right now.
You don't even need to do that. Just cut fucking phone off. And then we're going to have to get an engineer. That's going to be fucking more than he gets paid. So it's not going to be
walk up and shoot him in the head. Take his gun off him and shoot him in the head.
Gun? We don't got no guns around here.
You can do that in America, can't you? Just say that it would invade. You know, it would. You know that they have a home invasion law. So if someone invades your home, you can shoot them lawfully. Well, you just have a bedroom invasion law. When he comes in, you start him into your bedroom. Go. What's his name?
Wait, what?
What's his name?
Whose name?
Your brother.
Oh, Justin.
Justin. Fucking Justin. Gay name, anyway. But, you know, you go, Justin, can you just pop in here a minute, please? And he comes and opens the door. You fucking shoot him dead. And then you go, I thought he were here to attack me and me, you know, me hamsters and me fucking handkerchiefs. We all make children.
He was getting intimate with his sock, and he got interrupted.
Yeah. Oh God, the fucking socks, man.
Paul, Cotty, fucking bring this back to some sort of fucking, sort of reality.
I was
please.
actually going to give an experience 2 weeks ago, I think it was. I had to leave the car into town to get an NCT test on. One of the mate's sons had to go to hospital to check up on a fractured finger. And I said, I'll run him in the next morning when I was going in and that. So I left my car in, another mate of mine collected me, and the young lad ran up to the hospital. Into the hospital, I had to get by. As soon as I went in, there was a security guard asking for a mask. Told him I'm exempt, kept walking. Got in the door then, and to the left-hand side, there was a desk, someone sitting down, and this tripod with a camera facing down. It must have been to read your forehead or something. Yeah, one guy pointed over to some mask. I just went to my exempt, kept walking, told someone else the same, up to the desk anyway. Got all the way to the desk, no bother. And one at the desk turned around and asked, how can we help you? The young lad said what he was there for. Next, she picks up a form and goes, just before we can see to you, we have forms here on it to fill in. And the first question she asked me was, how are you feeling with COVID today?
I would have said I feel like that's actually, what would I say? I don't want to say something stupid.
It's actually like asking you because COVID's not tested, we don't actually know what it is. You might as well have gone, how are you doing? Do you suffer from blah, 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 blah?
Yeah. But like, how do you feel with COVID today? If I went, I'm grand, so that means she's asking me, how do you feel? It's a question. So they're still using it as a statistic when that's private. I never got any photo from her. The young lad had to leave. Actually, he was left. I told him to go back to the counter, and they said, we can't see you without having a guardian, and was sorry about that. It wasn't your fault. So they were telling him, we're sorry we can't see you. It's not your fault. In other words, it's my fault for telling them it's private.
But it's not your fault.
But
my mother went to A&E on yesterday, and she said it was dead again.
Oh, that's a shame. Everyone in A&E were dead.
No, it was fucking dead, you prick.
Listen, I've got this idea. I've got this idea. I don't know if it'll run, but you try. If you go into a shop or something and someone says to you, you need to wear a mask. All you got to say is, I'm wearing a mask. I actually have a mask made that is exactly the same as my face. And it's got all sorts of filters in it, and it filters, so I can't get out of you, and I can't get out of anybody. And if they say no, you won't, go, no, come on, pull it. You have to pull it off, and they won't touch you. And then if they do go and touch you, go fuck off them. Don't touch me, you fucking dirty fucking COVID bastard.
Yeah. Exactly.
Would you get away with wearing makeup on? Stick a load of women's makeup on and go in and tell them that's a mask.
No, you don't get away with that. I've tried that. all you get is just fucking funny looks on way. You just get funny looks. It's just fucking weird.
Well, Leeds has his Spider-Man outfit, so he doesn't need to worry about that.
He does when he needs to piss.
Oh yeah. You can't.
Jace, do you ever remember the Kenny Everett sketch where he climbs up the wall as Spider-Man and jumps in front of the urinal, and then he doesn't know what to do?
That's exactly it. He goes up to the urinal. He's dying for a piss. He stands in front of it, and then bollocks.
I've only got the hood and the gloves, so I can piss quite easily. Thank you very much.
Oh, Leeds, I've been emailing you, man. You haven't responded once. What's up with that?
He don't like you.
That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up.
Taylor, can I ask you a question?
What?
Have you ever left the dimensions of your mum and dad's property? Have you ever been out anywhere?
What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean by that?
I mean, have you ever left the house? Your bedroom?
Oh yeah, I do. I do almost every day.
Where'd you go? How far did you get?
I know he's been to Walmart. He's been to Walmart once.
Yeah, but Walmart, he might live on the extension of Walmart for all I know. How far do you travel? Because you say you don't know this, you don't do this, you don't do that, but you've got knowledge of things, but you don't seem to leave your bedroom and you seem to pick your feet a lot. So what do you do, mate?
This is what I do. What I'm doing right now. This is what I do.
Hang on a minute, Unit. Right, Webby. I just want to just point out that if he's talking to us on one of these shows or he's listening to one of these shows, he's got to be in his bedroom. We don't last forever. So I assume he goes out. He probably goes for a walk round and
his garden.
I don't have a garden.
Don't you? Where do you live? Do you live in an apartment?
No, a house. But we had a garden, but it got destroyed by the windstorms.
Well, it's still a fucking garden.
Not much of one. Can't really grow much of anything in it.
It's just a windswept. It's a windswept garden.
Okay, you can call it that, I guess.
Listen, is the Walking Dead and zombies walking around you at the minute, or what?
I've never watched The Walking Dead, so I
doesn't know.
What did you do? Did you walk out to the back garden and say, "I don't think we're in Kansas anymore"? And you weren't. You were in Washington.
Never been to Kansas, and I honestly probably don't want to go.
Left your fucking garden in Kansas.
Well, it depends. It really depends.
Where's the furthest you've ever travelled? Where have you ever been? Furthest away.
Well, I've never left my state. I can tell you that much right now. I've never left Washington.
Okay, how big's your state?
Tyler.
Yeah.
How big is your state?
Average size, I'd say, for a United States state, for an American state.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know how to like. What do you want me to say? Like how many cities are in it? How long?
How many miles? How many miles wide?
I have no idea. Let me look it up. Let me look that up.
Really? Have you ever left your bathroom? Bathroom's the furthest you've been, isn't it?
No.
Dudes, I don't think we should sail for a minute because we've got 66 listeners. So
what about bathrooms like in Walmart?
69 is a better number.
It's like you fucking know.
Yeah, you have to point that out, don't you?
I'm not pointing fuck all that. You come on, listen. If you're gonna bring things out and set things, you're gonna have to back them up.
Yeah, that's true. But hey, you never know. Maybe I have had it. You never know.
Yeah, we don't know whether you've had a 66.
Oh gosh.
Did I mean when you were in gym class? Were you getting changed and that? How would that? Was that a bad experience for you? I had a teacher. A teacher, and he would call fucking Mr. Bode, and we used to call him Gay Bode. What he did is he'd fucking make if you go in showers, and when you're in junior school, comprehensive school, you go in showers and you get wet, and then you come out all the end because you don't really want to get a fucking wet while everyone's fucking knobs are hanging there, and yours is.
Yeah.
And if you did that, it made you fucking go in on your own. And he stood and watched you, make sure you washed this then.
Everybody had a teacher like that.
Well, I know. But I know. I mean, why is Operation All not going after Gay Bodie?
By the way, Webby, I can answer your question now. It is 71,300 square miles of land and is 240 miles long and 360 miles wide, with a population of 7.5 million. There you go.
Okay, so of that, how many miles of that have you travelled furthest from where you live?
I'd say
not one.
Not one, yeah. no, it's been more than that. No, I've been to some cities. I've been to Tacoma. I've been to.
No. How far is that? How far is that? Man.
I don't know the length. I don't know the numbers.
Can you drive?
Okay. Right. Wherever you said you'd been to, type that into whatever you're looking at.
All right.
And let me know how many miles, because I can't understand that you don't know where the fuck you are.
Hey, it's not my fault.
But he's an expert on World War II.
Why is that not his fault,
hands.
Jason? Jason, why is that not his fault?
Can you drive, Uni?
Well, I'll tell you why it's his fault. Some people don't want to fucking go out and communicate with other people. And Uni sounds like he's sort of person that wouldn't have really much to do with people of his own age, because he's into this sort of thing. And if he started talking about JFK to 9/11, everything's a rich man's trick to a fucking bird in a bar, she's off. She's off to fucking powder her nose, and you're not seeing her again. So and really, I mean, what is that there? People.
It's still got to buy fucking groceries.
People. I know people. All right. So he'll have been to Walmart and fucking Tesco Express on corner or something. But
I've been to Blockbuster.
What we did, all those are
Blockbuster.
Fucking made off.
That's so 90s, isn't it, Blockbuster? How old are you, mate?
I mean, there's still some places. There's still some Blockbusters.
Fucking hell! Have you heard this, Jace? Are you listening to him?
Yeah.
He's not been outside his house. He doesn't know how to put his shoes on. He doesn't know how far away from home he's been. Yet he knows about JFK. There's something not right here.
Well, you see, when I were a youth and I used to go nightclubbing and stuff, and I'd be sobered and boated and what have you, because that's what it was like in fucking early 90s. But sometimes I went with my fucking shoes on feet.
You gotta understand, Webby, a lot of people my age and younger are like that. It's the result of the millennial trend.
I've seen it, mate. You're spot on. I've seen it.
Newbie in the chat rooms, please define an expert. Raconteurs news.
An expert is somebody who the mainstream media who gets to appear on CNN or BBC. They are the experts.
There you go. I didn't answer it, but somebody just a little bit less handsome than me did.
Oh, I'm not handsome at all.
Oh, Kior, everybody's beautiful, man. And we appreciate you. We appreciate you on here. Because we get to take piss out of you, and it's just fucking great.
Well, I appreciate you letting me on there. So there you go. I guess we both appreciate each other.
If I thought it were upsetting you, I wouldn't do it.
No. You're not upsetting me. No one here is upsetting me.
Good.
You see, here's the thing. When you think like we do, or I can't speak for anyone else, but you can't let little things like that upset you. It's a waste of time and it's a waste of energy.
Yeah, of course it is. Listen, we've got a different sense of humour here in Britain. And taking piss out of somebody and that's all fucking part and parcel.
Trust me, man. I've been through the worst of shit online back in like the Google Plus days, and like when I first started on social media back in like I think it was 2014. Because before that, I kind of stayed away from it, and I kind of stay away from it now. But you know, I mean, that's pretty much why. Because back then, I was under a bit of a lot. Back then, I was a lot, you know, obviously younger, and I was a bit more naive. And honestly, I was a bit. I would let people get to me, but then I learned it's like, why should I do that? I'm never going to meet these people in real life, and I'm never probably even going to voice chat with them, or see their face. So it's like, what's the point of getting mad over somebody texting, say you're a faggot on a YouTube comments? Like, what good is that going to do?
Well, listen, you probably deserved it, but you know.
Yeah, you know, I probably did, honestly. Knowing me, I did deserve it, most likely.
Have we got Paul? We've got Paul, fucking Bill of Exchange. What's up, Dickle Club here? We've got 5 people. Anybody got any questions? Anybody want to bring anything up?
Well,
Right.
I want to bring up Leeds. Why are you taking the piss out of Webby with that? With your name?
It's not taking the piss out of it. I think he's paying homage. He's paying homage.
I am indeed.
All right, that works. That works.
I'm the
I
Irish
have to say, Jace, it was interesting that the point about gas bills was raised, and then when I answered it, somebody disappeared. That was interesting. That.
Well, we are on YouTube, as they call it.
You've got your. We all have them, don't we? We all have them. People asking me things and then disappearing. You know. Well, in fact, I don't. You know, I don't. It don't fucking matter, does it? But yeah, if you notice that, it's obviously something that you've noticed. I didn't notice. All I did is I read out the comment. So, and you answered it. So, who cares?
That's what I mean. It was like, because I answered what he asked, it disappeared. It was very strange. Interesting.
You called him a she as well.
Who?
I didn't.
Jace did.
They were a joke.
You can't have a sense of humour.
He's called himself fucking Millie. Millie's a girl's name or an awesome.
That is true.
Hey, Millie Vanilli weren't girls. Millie Vanilli weren't girls.
I've known 2 Millies in my life, right? One is the woman, the nurse that comes to my INR on a Tuesday, and the second one was a horse that which I watched being put down. Right.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, no, but I was there where I was helping, and I was getting because none of the girls wanted to be there when it happened. I was there with the vet, and I was making sure that everything was okay. So that's the 2 Millies that I've ever known. And they're both in female, right? So it was a joke. It's clear that Millie was a male. But I said female because, firstly, because of the name Millie, and secondly, because she had long hair.
Well, yeah. It's time for the gays versus straights fight again.
Well, you're gonna get beaten up. Right? You're outnumbered.
Freaking! You can't mention that to Hillary Clinton because she'll go on you saying, "Oh my God, no."
Well, I'll make sure I don't fucking mention it next time I see her.
Yeah.
Do you see her a lot, Jace?
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about nipping over to their house tomorrow, but with COVID regulations, I think they're on tier fucking 9.
Oh, hey, it'll get busy. It's coming up for solstice. There'll be sacrificing coming up to that.
Oh, by the way, Webby, since you're here, I want to ask, what do you think about the election?
In what respect? The voter fraud, the people coming back from the dead and voting, and There's something in it. There's stuff in it, but it's a puppet show, isn't it? We're watching theatre being distracted by all these different things, and there's bigger things at work here.
All agendas are still going ahead, aren't they?
Sorry, go on, Paul.
All agendas are still going ahead.
Yeah, you're right. The thing is that, like you say, it's all theatre. We had the same in 2000 when Bush was supposed to have fucking stolen the election from Al Gore, and Florida is where it were really based in. You know, that was the key ground, and it just so happened the governor of Florida was George Bush's fucking brother.
Yeah, the same election that JFK Jr. was going to be in, and he probably would have won, but, you know, we all know what happened to him.
Yeah, we all know what happened to him, yeah. Do we?
Well, QAnon says he's still alive, so who knows?
Who knows?
Listen, I'd be more fucking surprised if QAnon are still alive.
Oh, they are, and trust me, like now since the whole Trump fraud voters with Biden thing has been going around, everyone has been jumping on the whole QAnon freaking Trump bagging, like even truthers who before didn't give a shit about Trump or QAnon. Now all of a sudden they're jumping on his side, saying, "Oh, Trump has been played. He's Biden stole the election, and Trump was going to save us."
Oh, fucking hell. Somebody's got an echo. Who's got an echo?
That's a big echo right there.
Echo.
Is it you? Uni, I think it's you. I think you keep moving away from your mic.
No, I'm in the same level.
So you can lay on the bed and play with your balls and that.
No, I haven't moved. I've been in the same spot the whole time.
Okay. Well,
Jace, just in case I drop off, my phone's on its arse, mate. So, just in case I cut off by any chance, mate, it's just my phone goes.
All right, mate. Well, listen, like I said before, whenever I'm on, I'll send you a link anyway. So if you want to jump on, you can jump on. If you don't want to, we don't want to. Like I said, Paul, and like I've said,
why can't
Jason,
I get Webby on my show?
Jason, so
yeah, we'll sort that, Una. We'll sort that.
Don't think don't think that if I send you a link that you got to come on, or just if you can't come on, you don't even need to say I can't come on.
No worries, mate. I understand, pal.
All right, mate.
All right, I will get off because my phone is on its house, mate. But thanks for tonight, guys. I enjoyed it.
Cheers, Web.
Good to speak to you, Webby.
Take care, guys. Ta-ra, lad.
Ta-ra.
Yeah. Adios, baby.
Adios. By the way, while we're at this point, and we're what I want to do is I want to recognise Mickey Summers, who died this week.
Who?
Mickey Summers.
No, never heard of him.
He was a child abuse campaigner. He'd been abused in a children's home in Nottingham.
Oh.
Over many years, and he'd been trying to get justice for that for over another number of years. I met him a few times, and he were quite a character. I mean, he was larger than fucking life character, but he were a fucking nightmare to interview. I interviewed him a few. I just wanted to just have just mention him and just my memories of him. He were a fucking nightmare to interview because he just he'd name people and he'd fucking sat there thinking, oh my god, he's fucking naming councillors and all these people that he's fucking he's accusing of all sorts of things. So I just wanted to recognise him. He died a few days ago. I think Sunday. It might have been. He's yeah, there you go. That guy spoke to him many times. The green guy, Jason, bless him. Yeah, that Diddy sums it up just about right. He gave he gave a jag to Green Jaguar to Andy, who used to be my first co-presenter. So I just wanted to mention that. I wanted to get it in because he just. I think the last couple of years of his life, he realised that he weren't going to get the victory that he really wanted. So he decided to enjoy his life, and I think he did that for the last couple of years. So good on him. I just wanted to mention him. Anything else anybody wants to add before we finish? Because we're on 2 hours and 16 minutes. So what about you, Uni? What's the last word from everybody? We'll start off with Uni. We'll go for Below Exchange, which is Super Leads, and then we'll finish off with Paul Cotty. So Uni, what's on your mind, mate?
Well, it's very difficult trying to talk to people who, when it comes to trying to tell people that COVID is a hoax. I think the hardest people to get through to are the ones who say that they've had a family member who's died of COVID, quote unquote. And that to me is the most frustrating. Basically, like, what are you supposed to tell them? It's like, no, they didn't die of COVID. It's like, and they, obviously the emotions are going to be high because you're talking about a dead family member.
Yeah, well, I've had not so much a friend, but somebody I used to work with, and I just received news last week. I knew from last year that his wife had got leukemia, and she was in remission, and then I think it must have come back sometime in January, and then they suspended her. They suspended her treatment, and she ended up dying. And I think she must have only been about 45 years old. So that's just that's one outrageous. But I wanted to get in touch with the husband and say hello, but I just thought I'm just going to leave it. So I just sent him my best wishes, rather than just bring up things that weren't going to happen anyway. They could have happened, but weren't going to happen anyway. You know what I mean? When you say, did you try fucking cannabis oil or whatever? But you just don't want to do that when someone's in grief. So anyway, we'll go to Below Exchange. Mate, what do you want to say? I know you've been really patient tonight. I've been really impressed. I like your beard, like your little beard. And I like your skull and crossbones thing. You look like a sailor tonight. So,
did he send me this top?
Did he? Oh.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I want Dinny to send me a St. Pauli shirt. I'd like a St. Pauli shirt.
Well, it's St. Pauli.
Yeah, no. But I want, an actual a St. Pauli football shirt.
Yeah.
Let's get one of them. And I think Dinny's the man. So, what's your last words for tonight, mate?
Just nice to speak to you all again. Thanks to all the guests. Thanks to everyone in chat. Take care. That's it.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot. Paul, have we got you back again?
Yeah, I think I'm back again. The internet keeps dropping here, unfortunately. I'm going to leave a strange but true little story. I was looking at during the week there on the internet. In 1980, over here in Ireland, in a little place in Cork, something happened, an event happened, so it did. And this was during the height of Cold War. So it's in 1984. All the world's military, the big Russian plane was diverted from somewhere around Europe, flew into Cork. At the same time, the Irish Army were called out to a certain area in Cork. You had the French, the Chinese, the Americans, Germans, all the world's superpowers in boats with the warships and ships all parked off around Cork and that as well. And you had the military. There was a big Russian airplane, one of the biggest ones in the world at the time. Actually, that was escorted over by military. I think it was German military. It landed down in Cork Airport, at the end of Cork Airport. There's actually old film going around about it, and the two big lorries went through some little villages in the early hours of the morning and went to a remote area, and it was escorted by military. And the next then they came back out of a remote area to the airport and drove straight onto the plane, and the plane took off again and went back over into Europe. But all the world's military, like superpowers, was around that area at the same time. And this is during the Cold War. So what happened or what crashed down there that was that important? That's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
I've not heard that before.
Makes you wonder. I mean, there's the old. I'm probably speaking out of school here, but there's the old. If anybody's interested in UFOs and stuff like that, or any crap like that, there's the old. Oh God. RMS Mulheim, that crashed off coast of Cornwall, and it had come from Ireland and it ran its way to Germany. I think it was a Romanian vessel. It was on its way to Germany from Ireland, but the rumor was there was something on board that shouldn't have been on board because it had not been deemed to be, distributed yet, and it was some sort of UFO thing. Anyway, just something to finish on, just for you to think of and have a look at it. The RMS, I think, where it crashed off Cornwall in about 2003, 2002, something like that. So, yeah, go and have a look at it. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody who's joined in tonight. Big thanks to Webby. Thanks to Uni for joining on as well. Nice house, by the way, Uni. I hope you play the piano a lot. I'd be on it all the time. I can't play piano, but I'd be all the time.
You can't play piano with socks on.
Wow.
All right. Well, thanks to Bill of Exchange, aka Super Leeds, and Paul Cotty as well. It's been, and thanks to everyone who's been in chat room. It's been great. It's been good in the. I know Brian Harvey's been in. Definitely know it were him. So I know who told him. So perhaps after he's seen us and he's just then fucked off and said, "You lot in there are tools. I'll not get him on show." So, but we take as we see, don't we? Down here on the up north fucking the people. Oh. Right. We shall see you very soon. I'll be back on Friday for After Dark. Leeds will probably be with me. I think I'm going to use him as not use him, but use him as text, so he can be looking at chat things and putting things up and what have you. And
I can do that, mate.
You'll be on anyway at some point. You'll be on in some manner, maybe even some vocal manner if you're up to it. But anyway, listen, thanks to everyone who's been in chat room tonight. Thanks to everyone who's been on. We've had Bill, we've had Uni, we've had Webby, we also had Paul Cotte, and it's all been good. So thanks a lot. Thanks for being patient with me as well, because I have been on for a bit, but things are going to change. It's going to be great. Take it easy. Ta-ra a bit.